Morning everybody, good afternoon everyone. Today we're going through another set of prelim paper from Nanyang 2019. Let's get into the paper. Okay, question 1. Adele has N albums, Benjamin has 5 N albums. Adele has 8 fewer albums than Benjamin, so how many albums does Adele have? Okay, so Adele has N albums, Benjamin has 5 N albums, Adele has 8 fewer, which means that the 4N, maybe I should write it as a 5N minus N is equals to 4N, right? So 4N is equals to 8. Okay, and N will be equal to 8 divided by 4. Okay, which is 2. So the number of albums that Adele have will be 2. Question 2. Tab A takes 36 minutes to fill a tank completely. Tab B takes 72 minutes to fill the same tank completely. How many minutes will tab A and B take to fill the tank completely when they are turned on at the same time? Okay, so this is our red question you need to know for tab A. Okay, in 1 minute, okay, what fraction of the tank can it fill up? So if it takes 36 minutes to fill up the tank completely, so in 1 minute you will fill up 1 over 36 of the tank. Okay, in the similar way, so for tank B, in 1 minute, it's gonna fill up 1 over 72 of the tank. Okay, which means that if I were to switch on both tabs, okay, tab A and tab B, in 1 minute is gonna fill up, okay, 1 over 36 plus 1 over 72. Okay, this is going to give me 3 over 72, which is, okay, 1 out of 24. Okay, so if in 1 minute you can fill up 1 out of 24 of the tank, so if you want to fill up 24 out of 24, okay, it'll be 1 times 24, which is equal to 24 minutes. Okay, so it will take 24 minutes to completely fill the tank when tab A and B are both turned on at the same time. Question 3. The average number of books that Ada, Baba, and Cindy have is 70. Cindy has 21 books. Baba has more books than Ada. At most, how many books does Ada have? Okay, there's Ada, there's Baba, and there's Cindy. I know that Cindy has 21 books. Baba has more books than Ada. So this is more and this is less. Okay, all together, they have 17 times 3, which is 51. Okay, let's find the total books A and B have. Total for A plus B is 51 minus 21. Okay, which is 30. Okay, they are asking us to find at most how many books does Ada have. So Ada should have it cannot be 15, so it will be 14, and Baba will have 16. Okay, so they add up to become 30. Okay, Ada has lesser books than Baba, so which means that the answer should be 14. Okay, the most. Question 4. Susan deposits $50,000 in the bank for 1 year. The interest rate is 1.8% per year. How much will she have in the bank at the end of 1 year? Okay, so let us find what is the amount of interest at the end of 1 year. So 1.8% of $50,000. Let me simplify it so that I can do 500 times 1.8. Okay, it's gonna give me $900. Okay, so if we were to put back the $900, 50,000 plus 900 is gonna give me $50,900. Okay, so this will be the answer for question 4. Question 5 in the figure below, PQRS. Okay, it's a trapezium. TUQ and TSR are straight lines. PQ is parallel to SR, PUQ is 80, and QPU is 76. Find STU, which is the angle marked over here. Okay, so by using the alternate angle, I know that this is 76. Okay, and by using the vertically opposite, okay, I know this angle here is 80. So to find angle STU, I just need to use 180 minus 80 and minus 76. Okay, the answer will be 24 degrees. Question 6. Madam Le has 4 boxes of fruits A, B, C, D. The bar graph below shows the number of fruits in each box. The bar representing D has not been drawn. I think the bar representing D has been drawn, but let us continue with solving part A. Okay, before we solve, I'm gonna write down the number on each box. Box A would be 70, B is 120, C will be 90. Let's leave out D. How many more fruits were there in box C than A? So for part A, you will use 90 minus 70. Okay, that will give you 20. Part B, box B contains only pears and oranges. There are 4 more pears than oranges in box B. How many oranges are there in box B? Okay, so this one is the typical model where pears and oranges, there's more, there's 4 more. Okay, and the total for box B is 120. Okay, so if you want to find the oranges, which is the smaller block, just have to use 120 minus away the extra, and then after that you divide it by 2. Okay, that means there's 58 oranges in box B. Part C, the total number of fruits in the 4 boxes is 360. Find the number of fruits in box D. Okay, so I just need to, I prefer to add up all 70 plus 120 plus 90. That will give us 280, and then after that I will use 360 minus weight 280. Okay, that will give us 80. So yeah, the block that is drawn is correct. Question 7 in the figure below. BDEF is a rhombus, so BDEF, which means that this one here is a rhombus. ACE it's a triangle. ABF is 76, which is already stated here. DBC is 29 degree. Okay, find BED, which is marked out, and find angle EAC. EAC, which is also marked out over here. Okay, so first I'm gonna find what is this angle over here, which is angle FBD. It's 180 minus 76 minus 29, which will give me 180 minus 76 minus 29 is equals to 75. Okay, to find angle BED is equals to angle EBD, which is equals to 75 divided by 2. Okay, so 75 divided by 2 will give me 37.5 degree. Okay, next I need to find what is angle EAC. Okay, I know that this angle over here, angle AFB, is actually equal to 75. Okay, because of corresponding angle. This angle here is also 75, so this angle here is 75. Okay, since it is a rhombus, these two lines are parallel. So to find angle EAC, this is part B, this is part A. Okay, I just need to use 180 minus 75 and minus 76. Okay, that will give me 29 degree. Okay, question 8. The figure below shows a large circle and two identical small semicircles. The diameter of the large circle POQ is 24. Okay, which means that this is 12, 12. Find the perimeter of the shaded part. Take pi to be 3.14. Okay, so for part A, I'm gonna find the perimeter of the small circle, which is pi times d. 3.14 times 12 equals to 37.68. This is for the red part, this one and this one. Okay, for the red circle. Next, I'm gonna find the semicircle on the outside, which is this one. This will be half times pi times 24. Okay, which will give me the same answer, 37.68. So this is the green color part. Okay, so if I would add them together, that will give me the answer to part A. That will be 75.36 centimeter. Okay, for part B, find the total area of the unshaded parts. Okay, so area of the unshaded part will be the area of this semicircle plus the area of the small circle. So I'm gonna find the area of the small circle first, which is a pi 3.14 times radius square, which is 6 square. That's gonna give me 113.04 square cm. Next, I'm gonna find the bigger semicircle, which is half times pi times 12 square. Okay, this will give me 226.08. So to find the total area of the unshaded part, I just need to add them together, 226.08 plus 113.04. Okay, this will give me 339.12 square cm. Okay, question 9 is already done, so I'm gonna skip the whole question 9 and continue with question 10. At the sports shop, each basketball costs $23.60 and each football costs $36.40. Mr. Chong bought 3 times as many basketballs as footballs. He spent $550.40 more on the basketball than the football. So how many football did Mr. Chong buy? Okay, so first thing we need to write down is basketball is to football. Since Mr. Chong bought 3 times as many basketball as football, it will be 3:1. Okay, we're gonna treat this as the one group. Okay, so 3 basketball would be so let's treat one group as there will be exactly 3 basketball and 1 football. Okay, 3 basketball would be 3 times 23.60. Okay, that would be 70.8. Okay, as for the football, it would be $36.40. Okay, so the next step that we're gonna do is, since this $550.40 is the more than, we're gonna use $70.80 minus $36.40. Okay, this is the difference for each group. Next, I'm gonna use 550.4. Okay, divided by 34.4. This tells me that there are 16 groups. Okay, since it is asking for how many football did Mr. Chong buy, so the football will be 16. Okay, if you want to find the basketball, we need to use 16 times 3. Okay, question 11. There are some children in the hall. 5/9 of them are boys, which means that boys is to girls is 5:4. The girls are divided equally into 11 groups. Okay, the total number of girls is fewer than 60. There are 6 boys who wear spectacles. How many boys do not wear spectacles? The girls are divided equally into 11 groups. Total number of girls fewer than 60. Okay, there are 6 boys who wear spectacles. How many boys do not wear spectacles? Okay, so this question is a bit weird. Since the girls are divided into 11 groups, that means the girls must be multiple of 4, and it is less than 60. Okay, okay, since it is divided into 4 groups, it must also be a multiple of 11. Okay, so the common factor of common multiple of 11 and 4 is that is less than 60. Okay, it cannot be 55. It can only be 44. Which means that there are 44 girls and 55 boys. There are 6 boys who wear spectacles, so I'm gonna use 55 minus 6. That will give me 49. Okay, so 49 boys do not wear spectacles. Question 12. Darren has 10 candies. Elijah has 30 candies. Faith has 4 fewer candies than the average number of candies that Darren, Elijah, and Faith have. How many candies do they have altogether? So DR is 10. Elijah has 30. Faith is unknown, so I'm going to let Faith be 1 unit. Okay, so Faith has 4 fewer candies than the average number of candies that they have, which means that the average is one unit plus 4. Okay, if I want to find the total, If it's 4 fewer candies than the average, right? Okay, so if I want to find the total, I need to multiply it by 3, which will give me a 3 unit plus 12. Okay, and for this, their total is 1 unit plus 40. Okay, which means that we can make the comparison between this total and this total. Okay, 3 unit plus 12 is equal to 1 unit plus 40. So 3 unit minus 1 unit is equals to 40 minus 12. 2 units will be equal to 28, and 1 unit will be equal to 14. Okay, the question is asking how many candies do they have altogether. Okay, so I'm gonna find what is 3 units. 3 units will be 14 times. Oh, okay. It will be easier if I add 40 to it. Okay, because 1 unit is 14, so 14 plus 40, which will give me 54. Okay, question 13. At 7 a.m., cyclist A left town M for N. At 8 a.m., cyclist B left town M for N. Cyclist A traveled at a constant speed of 15 km per hour and cyclist B traveled at a constant speed of 10 km per hour. Both cyclists did not change their speeds throughout. After arriving at town N, cyclist A immediately left town N for M. Cyclists A and B passed by each other at 11 a.m. At what time did cyclist B arrive at town N? Okay, so let us draw timeline. Maybe that would be a bit better for M, make it clearer to N. At 8 a.m. cyclist A would be here, and cyclist B would have just left town M. Since it is 1 hour later, okay, and the speed of cyclist A is 15 km per hour, which means that the distance over here would have been 15 km. Okay, cyclist B traveled at a constant speed of 10 km per hour, which means that cyclist B would never ever catch up to cyclist A. Okay, after arriving at town N, cyclist A immediately left town N for M. Cyclists A and B passed by each other at 11 a.m. Okay, let us find out the total distance covered by A and B at by 11 a.m. For cyclist A at 11, cyclist A 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay, that would be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 hours. Okay, to find the total distance covered by A, I will need to use 4 times 15. Okay, which is going to give me 60 km. Okay, cyclist B started from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. 8, 9, 10, 11 is 3 hours. Okay, 3 times 10 would be 30 km. Okay, let me draw another timeline over here and end. Okay, for cyclist A, cyclist A would have traveled a distance which is around, let's put it this way. Okay, so this is the 60 kilometer, and cyclist B would have traveled here to here. Okay, at this point it is the 11 a.m. and this would be the 30 kilometer. Okay, so if we were to compare this point over here, okay, this is 30 kilometer also. It means that over here this is 15 kilometer and this would be 15 kilometer also. Okay, that's how cyclist A traveled the 60 kilometer. Okay, which means that at 11 a.m. cyclist B will be 11 kilometer away from N. Okay, at what time did cyclist B arrive at town N? So now I need to find the time taken for B to cover the 15 kilometer. I'll be using 15 kilometer divided by the speed of B. 15 divided by 10 will give me 1.5 hours. Okay, so 11 a.m. plus 1.5 hours will be 12 30. Am I supposed to write it in the 12:30 p.m. Okay, this is the answer for question 13. Question 14, in the figure below, X and Y are identical rectangular tanks. X has a square base of side 16 cm and a height of 64 cm. Okay, which means that we know that here to here the height is 16. At first, X was completely filled with water and Y was empty. John poured the water from X to Y. Okay, without spilling until the height of the water level in X become 22 cm. How much water was there in Y in the end? Okay, so to find the amount of water that's poured into Y, for part A, first I'm gonna use 64 cm minus 22 cm. Sorry, yeah, it's 22 cm. 64 minus 22 will give me 42 cm. So I'm gonna use 42 times 16 times 16. Okay, that will give me 10,752 cubic cm. This will be the amount of water that's poured into Y. Okay, which is the amount of water in Y. Part B, find the height of water in Y in the end. Okay, so the base area of Y is equal to 64 times 16. Okay, 1024. So to find the height of water in Y, okay, I just need to use the volume of water in Y divided by the base area. And it's gonna be 10.5 cm. Okay, this is the answer for question 14. Question 15. The figure below shows a gray cube and a white cube. The length of each edge of the gray cube is twice that of the white cube. So I'm gonna let this be 2 unit and 1 unit. Okay, Sin Neng wants to use 5 gray cubes and the least number of white cubes to build a new cube. How many white cubes does Sin Neng need to build the new cube? Okay, so in this case, the first thing that we need to understand is that how many white cube does it take to form the gray cube? I'm gonna try and cut it up clearly. Okay, it's gonna look like this, which means that it's gonna take 8. Okay, 8 white cube will form 1 gray cube. Okay, so Signal wants to use 5 gray cubes and the least number of white cubes to build a new cube, which means that the new cube will look something like this. Okay, so instead of each of these will be 1 gray cube. So if I have 8 of them, I need 8 of them to form 1 new cube, and I'm using 5. That means I need 3 more. Okay, so I need 3 more gray cubes. And since we know that each gray cube is equals to 8 white cube, so 3 times 8 is equals to 24. Okay, which means that I will need 24 white cubes to form the new cube. Part B, given that the volume of the new cube is 1728 cubic cm, find the length of the edge of the white cube. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the length of the new cube. The length of the new cube will be 1728, and I'm gonna cube root it. This one is a function in your calculator. Cube root 1728 is gonna give you 12 cm. Okay, so recall that we need 8 of the gray cubes to form the new cube. So which means that each side will have 2 gray cubes stacked together. So 12 divided by 2, 6 cm is the side of the gray cube. Okay, and then since the gray cube is twice, the side of the gray cube is twice the length of the white cube, that means 6 divided by 2 equals to 3 cm. Okay, this is the answer for part B. Four and 3. Question 16. The table below shows the number of pens in each type of bag. So there is a red, blue, and green bag, and number of pens per bag is 40, 50, and 60. Madam Ng has a total of 8 red and green bags. Find the smallest possible difference between the total number of pens in Madam Ng's red bags and the total number of pens in her green bags. Okay, so red and green total, that's 8. Okay, so let us maybe use a bit of guess and check. Let's say there is 4 red and 4 green. So red would be times 40 and green will be times 60. So this will be 160, this will be 240. Okay, the difference will be 80. Okay, so I don't think this is the smallest possible difference. Okay, what I can do is I'm gonna try and increase the rate by 1. So which means that for the green there will be only 3. Okay, times 40 will give me 200. Times 60 will give me 180. So in this case the difference will be 20, which is smaller than this. I don't think I can increase the number of red, and if I increase the number of green, the difference will also go bigger. So this would be the answer for part A. Okay, the smallest possible difference between the total number of pens in the red and the green bags. Okay, part B, Mr. Lee has some red and some blue bags. The ratio of the total number of pens in Mr. Lee's red bag to the total number of pens his blue bag is 6:5. Express the number of his blue bags as a fraction of the total number of his bags. Okay, so the total pen red is to blue, 6:5. Ratio of the total number of pens in Mr. Lee's red next to the total number of pens in his. Red is 40 and blue is 50. There's not a lot of information that this question is giving me. I do not have any clues about the number of red and blue bags. The question just tells me that the ratio of the total number of bags is 6:5. So with this limited amount of information, I think I'm just gonna try and do some guess and check. Okay, I'm gonna try and since the ratio is 4:5, let me try and make it in such a way that the ratio is multiple of 4. I'm gonna times 2 and multiple of 5, so I get a 12:10. If it is 12:10, it will be multiply times 3 times 2, right? which means that this is probably the ratio of the number of red is to blue. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that the number of red is to blue. Bag is 3 is to 2. Express the number of his blue bags as a fraction of the total number of bags. So the answer is 2/5. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next question because this question in part B, I think I need a bit more time to find out how to do it in a proper way. 20th to 5th. Okay, question 17. Yongki, Minho, and Ali have some green and some red buttons. Yongki has 9 more buttons than Minho. Minho has 5 more green buttons than Yongki. The ratio of the number of red buttons that Yongki has to the number of red buttons that Minho has, 5 is to 3. The ratio of the number of green buttons to red buttons Ali has is 3 to 1. Part A, how many red buttons Junki and Minho have altogether? Green and red. It's 9 more. Okay, for part A, Minho has 5 more green, so I'm going to draw a random block. Right, 5 over here, like this. Okay, and then thing is that the ratio of the number of red buttons that Junki has, the number of red button that Minho has is 5 is to 3. So let me use red for this. So you'll be 3 unit, 5 unit. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine these two model. I'm gonna draw the green block here first. Okay, and followed by 3 blocks for the red. I do not know how big or small are the 3 blocks, so I'll try not to make them the same. I'm gonna draw a different size with the green one. Okay, I'm gonna add back the 5. The key thing is in the end Junki has 9 more buttons than Minho. Okay, which means that if I were to add back the 5 over here, okay, the graphs are not very proportional. So this part over here is gonna be the 9. Okay, so from here, I will know that 2 unit is equals to 5 plus 9, which is 14. Okay, 1 unit is equals to 7. How many red buttons do Junki and Minho have altogether? They have a total of 8 units. Okay, 8 times 7 will give me 56. Okay, for part B, each statement below is either true, false, or not possible to tell. From the information given for each statement, we're gonna decide which is which. Okay, so the first statement says that Ali has 11 more green buttons than red buttons. Let us take a look at the sentence regarding Ali. The ratio of the number of green buttons to red buttons Ali has is 3:1. Okay, if Ali has 11 more green buttons than red, which means that for Ali, green is to red is 3:1, which means that 2 units is equals to 11, and 1 unit is going to be equal to 5.5. Okay, I think it is wrong because you cannot have half a beat, which means that for the first sentence it should be false. Okay, for the second sentence, the total number of buttons that Junki, Minho, and Ali have is an odd number. Okay, this is gonna be a bit confusing. Okay, let us write something about the total beats. Oh, sorry, buttons. Junki has 9 more buttons than Minho. So now I'm gonna let Junki be 1 unit plus 9. Minho will be 1 unit. Okay, for Ali, okay, we know that the number of buttons that Ali have should be an even number, because in this case the total is 4 units. which suggests that the total is a multiple of 4. Okay, and all the multiples of 4 are even numbers. Okay, so the number of buttons Ali have will be an even number. Now, the main thing we need to decide is, we need to look at this 1 unit. Is it gonna be an even or odd number? Okay, if let's say 1 unit is gonna be even, okay, an even number plus an odd number will still give you an odd number. Okay, and if these two are even number, it means that overall the total will be odd. Okay, now if 1 unit is equals to odd, okay, odd plus odd will give you even. Okay, so if JK is even, and this is odd, okay, even plus even will give you even, but even plus odd will still give you an odd number. Okay, so regardless of whether the 1 unit is an even number or an odd number, the outcome of the total will always be an odd number. Okay, I'm gonna erase away this part here. Should I write down like a working? Maybe I'm gonna write it over here. If 1 unit is equals to even, okay, JK is gonna be even plus 9 is equals to odd. Okay, M is equals to even. Ali is even. Okay, total must be odd. Okay, if 1 unit is odd, JK will be odd plus 9 is equals to even. Minho will be odd. Ali will remain as even. Okay, so even plus even will give you even, and even plus odd will give you odd, which means that total must be odd. Okay, so it means that for the second sentence, total number of buttons that Junki, Minho, and Ali have is an odd number is true. The answer for part A is 56. Okay, we have come to the end of the paper.